Sometimes life hands you lemons, and it's up to you what to do with those lemons. Are you going to make lemonade or just cry about it? So when I ordered another valve state for all of you metalheads that like reminiscing on old solid state gear, I was kind of disappointed when I subsequently received a Peavey Valve King instead. And whoa, this is not the amp I ordered. I guess I got a Peavey Valve King. So yeah. I was a little set back by it. Luckily, because you amazing viewers are so good about keeping me informed in the comments, I knew that the Valve King is also something that a lot of people want to know about. Probably since they are pretty inexpensive. Even when they were new, they retailed for only $550 US. So let's rip some tunes on this bad boy, and hopefully by the end of the video, I'll be able to answer the question, is this amp good to have in your collection, or does it belong in a landfill? Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm here with a weird impromptu video. I was actually sent this amp by mistake. I know a lot of you have actually requested to see this on the channel, so it's kind of serendipitous that they sent me this amplifier by mistake, but I was supposed to get another valve state amplifier. I wanted to compare the valve states that I've reviewed on the channel to the AVT valve state that Marshall released afterwards that has the DSP and the effects and all that stuff. But no, we're taking a detour here because they sent me this amp instead by mistake. Whoops. Peavey Valve King. It's kind of a classic amplifier. Let's just do the thing, you know how it goes. We'll keep the volume down so I don't blast my face off. We'll turn the boost off and we'll turn the gain off. This amp has dampening on the front of it like a 5150. It has resonance and presence. I really like amps that have that. We also have a knob on the back to control the texture, I'm assuming, of the power amp tubes. We can switch it between low power and full power. We'll go into that here in a minute, but let's just turn it on. We're just gonna skip the clean channel because do you guys care about the clean channel? Okay, this is everything at noon. Nothing to write home about. Sounds very bland and generic. Let's start dialing things in. Okay, so the sound is really, it's okay. It's not the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life, but you know, it's not bad. It kind of reminds me of like a lower gain 5150 in a way, but we do have a gain switch here. Let's hit that guy and see what happens. Now we have a metal amp. I think it sounds pretty good, man. It might not quite match the majesty of the Peavey 5150, but you know, it's in the same ballpark. It, you know, it writes letters, it stops by and visits and has a cup of tea with the 5150. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Let's check out the switch in the back. You're just gonna have to take my word for what I'm doing because I don't have a camera back there and I'm not gonna move one. Sorry. So I'm moving the texture switch right now from the low power to the high power. And where I just landed is about 3 o'clock towards the high power end. This is what it sounds like. It sounds really good, man. I don't know, take it for what it's worth. These amps can be had, they used to be $10 a dozen, but you know, now they're a little bit harder to find with gear scarcity being what it is. But you know, usually you can find these amps on the used market for really inexpensive. So if you're looking for an amplifier and you want to buy a used tube amplifier and save yourself a little bit of money and still have good tone that will keep up with your band, the Valve King might not be a bad option for you. Now there is a caveat. If you do switch to your clean channel, I don't actually have the foot switch to demonstrate this, but you can still demonstrate this with the channel selection switch. There is some weird sort of delay in the switching. Let me just show you. It's like it mutes it for a second. It doesn't just switch channels. So definitely an issue if you were using a lot of switching between channels. And the gain character is sort of like harsh a little bit, I would say. So, you know, if that's something that bothers you, then maybe this isn't the amp for you. But like I said, man, they sell used like average for $300-ish. They're really inexpensive. So, you know, I guess if you're looking at this, you need to decide what your priorities are and how much money you want to spend. Now let's talk about the worst part of this amplifier, and maybe that is just this one. You know, I mean, if you look on the inside of this amplifier, it is well used, it is full of dust, probably sat in someone's garage for God knows how long. But the worst part of this amplifier is definitely the reverb. Yes, it has reverb, and it's terrible. Let me show you. Let's just turn the reverb like all the way up. It is just like the most ear-piercing, shrill reverb ever. Let's go to the clean channel. Maybe it sounds better on the clean channel. I haven't even tried it because I turned it on once and I was like, ah, get that shit out of here. But same thing. Terrible reverb. It's like this terrible, high-pitched, shrill, springy reverb. And again, maybe it's just this amplifier. Maybe it's all these amplifiers. I don't really know, but I just know that when I turn this on, it's pretty cringe. Yikes. I mean, if you get along with that, more power to you, but I just think it's like awful. Someone in my Instagram comments was talking about modding this amplifier, and if that was you and you're watching this video, definitely comment down below and let us know what mods you did to this amplifier and what things they improved. Because if the mods are inexpensive and they change some of the kind of characteristics about this amp that are not so pleasant, then that might be a consideration as well. Like if I showed up to play a show at a venue and they had a backline and I had to use the backline, I couldn't use like the quad cortex or my axe effects running into this or something like that, and they just had this, I'd be okay with it. It wouldn't be my favorite thing ever, but it also wouldn't ruin my day. If you guys liked this video, let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.